Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining me this morning on another day of chocolate for breakfast. It's Jen from You So Much, and I so appreciate you being here with me to check out some new chocolate to celebrate your day. And I encourage you, if you happen to be joining me live, please do put in the chat box, say hello, and tell me what you're celebrating today too. I swear the more we celebrate, the more awesome things come into our life to celebrate. And so I think it's an awesome way for me to start my day, is to start it with something right, like chocolate, right? So let's have a little chocolate, or whatever your pleasure is. Maybe you don't like chocolate. Maybe you'd rather have a cup of coffee or a little tea, or whatever it is that makes you happy. Whatever it is, make sure you make time for pleasure throughout your day. So I really encourage you to let me know what you're celebrating, either in the live chat box or down below in the comments if you happen to be watching this later on the replay. Hello, Janish. Welcome so much. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. So let's get right to it. As usual, I try a new chocolate every day and share with you what that chocolate is. And I'm always welcoming suggestions. Hey, Jay Rai, welcome. And Sherry, love it. So glad you guys are all here today. As I was just saying, I am trying a new chocolate all the time. And I always welcome you guys to let me know what kind of chocolates you love, and so I can try new ones. So today I am having some Tony's Chocoloney, which is kind of awesome. I love this because I don't know if you guys have ever had this chocolate before, but they have recently come into our market here in Portland, Oregon, and I love their packaging. It's all nice and bright, and they're these huge, I mean, they look like Willy Wonka bars or something, right? Don't they? They have that like fun aspect to it. And they also, I didn't really realize this until I was just looking at the package before I started the broadcast, is that they love to, one of the reasons why they started, this Tony guy started, is because he is trying to have anti-slave chocolate. So apparently a lot of chocolate is made by people who are basically slaves and working for nothing. So so he's trying to change that with his chocolate. So the one that I bought is dark chocolate coffee crunch. It's only a 51% dark chocolate. So it'll be interesting to see. Oh my gosh, look at this. This is so funny. It has like this gold wrapper, which again reminds me of Willy Wonka chocolate, right? Anyway, I'm so excited to try this. Another way of having a little coffee in the morning is through some chocolate with coffee crunch. While I'm opening this up, we'll check out the chat box. We've got people saying that they are celebrating babysitting with the grandsons and kids. And oh, look at this. Is kind of fun. It's got this cool design on the chocolate, which they're showing on the inside here, which is kind of how they have the chocolates. This is gonna be so interesting. I can't wait to try it. Like I said, it's so dang thick. It's like these huge thick bars. That's a really good dark chocolate. I love, I'm a big fan of having dark chocolate that's not too dark. I think it's like the Dove chocolates that you like, Sherry, are kind of like that. It's dark, but not too dark, so that way, if you're new to trying dark chocolate, you're not turned off by it right away. And it still tastes super yummy. Yum, yum, yum. Better than a cup of coffee, I tell you what. All right, so let's get to the celebrating. So today, I am celebrating energy. I love it when I have extra energy in a day. And I am so celebrating that I love to get up in the morning. I'm like, I have something exciting to look forward to every day. I get to have chocolate for breakfast. I get to do writing and dance, and I get to do some things that I really love. And I'm so celebrating that, and I'm so grateful for that. And I know there's a lot of people out there who feel like they're stuck in their job. They don't like getting up out of bed because they just don't want to get up and go to their work. And I am so grateful that I get to do that. And so for any of you out there that might be like that and are feeling a lack of energy, it's probably because, it might be because you don't really like what you have to look forward to, right? When you're doing things you love and you're having fun and eating chocolate, you have a lot more energy. And so one thing I would encourage you to do is just pick one little thing that you love. Maybe it's eating chocolate, maybe it's taking a bath, maybe it's, for me, I really feel like my life really started turning around when I started writing and when I started dancing, because those were two things I really loved. And even when I was working at my corporate job, I was doing that in the day. I was writing and I was dancing and I was making time for those things because they gave me energy and they kept me going and helped make my life so exciting. And I'm not saying everyone should quit their job. Everyone, there might be a lot of people out there who really love their corporate job, and that's awesome. You might have energy because you dig it and you love that job. So, but if you're not, whether you're working on your own, whether you are an entrepreneur, or you're working for somebody else or whatever, if you're feeling a lack of energy, my encouragement is to have a little chocolate for breakfast. You know what I'm saying? Have some pleasure and have some fun. And I am grateful that I have energy and that I wake up in my day, like literally almost feeling like doing jumping jacks because I'm so excited. So love that. The second thing I am celebrating today is I am celebrating planning. I'm super excited because I'm one of those people that just kind of like jumps into stuff and does things without really writing down a plan. Which is awesome. It can be awesome sometimes to just be a doer, but sometimes it would be much more strategic if I was able to sit down and take the time to make a plan, because once I do that, then I can just go execute. So for example, this 20 days of chocolate for breakfast, for example, is a great example. I didn't really plan it. And which is fine. I think that's great. I don't need to, some things you don't need to plan, but some things I really want to make time for. And so it makes sense for me to schedule out a plan for that by putting it into my calendar or whatever, however it works for each individual person, right? And I also think there's a difference between preparation and planning. I'm somebody who kind of doesn't really, I'm not a big fan of trying to over prepare for something, because I feel like, for me anyway, it just, all it does is like frustrate me because those details are so irritating to me. It's just my personality. And I think, I'm not talking about over preparing. What I'm talking about is just making a plan in my schedule and in my day so that I can make sure I make time for those things that I do want to jump into, that I do want to try without preparation, right? And I think sometimes I think Seth Godin said something like this, like some of the best things in life are not prepared for, right? We sometimes, like, I wasn't prepared to have a kid. I wasn't prepared sometimes to do this 28 days of chocolate for breakfast. I just kind of went with it and rolled with it. And I don't think you have to necessarily prepare for every single thing. It can be helpful sometimes if you're going out in the cold, nice and snow, that you have some chains in the back of your car. So I'm not saying you shouldn't prepare either. I'm just saying over preparing sometimes, because you don't know what the weather's going to be like, right? You don't know. The weather is pretty unpredictable. So don't spend all your time figuring out, all the possible things that could go wrong. Instead, just kind of maybe kind of plan a little. There's a good balance, I guess, there is what I'm trying to say. So anyway, that's just not my strength to over prepare. And but I do think it helps me to plan. And I'm excited because today I'm making a plan for the next 2 months for a new Facebook group that I'm creating, an email course, and I'm super, super excited about it. And I'm so excited that I'm making time for me to make a plan. So I love that. And let's see, the last thing I'm celebrating today is I am celebrating empathy. So one of the things that, if any of you watched the Oscars last night, you probably, or even if you didn't, you probably have heard that Warren Beatty read off the wrong name on the envelope of who the winner was for the best movie. It's kind of unprecedented. And I immediately was like, oh, I felt so bad for him, because that's totally something I would do. It is, I'm not necessarily the type of person that gets everything right. And I totally, when things like that happen, I was like, oh, I just kind of feel for them, right? Because it's so something I can see how maybe it went wrong, right? And I think empathy is such a strong thing to have, especially in a strong skill to have, I should say, especially when it comes to business in general. Because I think when you have empathy for your customers, it means you're truly understanding them, and you're able to have conversations with them if you're understanding where they're coming from and understanding what might have gone wrong in their life, right? And this also plays really well into storytelling. One of the things that I remember, I took a screenwriting class, believe it or not, back in college. And one of the lessons I remember the most from that whole class was that he said that you have to create empathy for the character right away, especially in a screenplay, right? Because you only have 2 hours. It's different than a novel. And in a novel, they say you can kind of take a little bit more time to create the empathy. And I kind of have to say I disagree, because I think that when you have that empathy for a character right away, it engages you in the story right away, and it keeps you going. And so in a screenplay, when you can create the empathy with your reader, with your audience member right away, then you're engaging them in that story right away. So being able to relate with that main character is so huge in storytelling. And it's the same thing in copywriting, right? When you are able to relate with your customers on a sales page or in, you know, an email that you send out, when you have that empathy for them, they can immediately feel connected to you because you understand what they're thinking. So I'm blessed that I feel like I have really good empathy. Sometimes I can go too far if I let that empathy, you know, and I'm in it, like I've talked about this in one of the past episodes, like if I let it affect my own emotions, that can necessarily not be a good thing. But having empathy for other people has served me well, especially in my copywriting and in my storytelling. And so I'm really grateful and celebrating empathy for others. So let's see what you guys are saying in the chat box. I'm seeing all kinds of awesome writing and celebrating. So like I said earlier, Sherry is celebrating her grandkids. Is that what you said? Yes, the grandsons. And you said it's funny how they want to teach them everything. They're just smiling and happy all the time. The 3-year-old walks in straight for the Hershey's Kisses. I love it. They're so smart. They go straight for the chocolate right away. Those kids, see? Kids, I swear sometimes the lessons we can learn from them are so huge. I think that's so awesome. And yeah, Jay Rise says, yeah, they can grow and learn so fast. And we can learn and grow from them too, because like I said, like they are showing us the example of going straight for the chocolate, right? Jay is celebrating morning energy and days full of doing what he loves too. I love it. And Jenna says, yeah, don't devalue what you do now. Writing's a proper job. Totally agree. I love it. I love that I'm writing a lot. And Sherry also concurs that planning is awesome. It helps from keeping to procrastinate. Totally agree. When you have a plan set out, like you can just literally follow it, and it makes it so much easier to like stay focused, right? It's like, oh, I don't have to like worry about this because I know exactly what I'm supposed to do next. Oh yeah, and Jason's saying hooray for spontaneous expression. And when Kanye misspeaks, people hate him. And when Warren Beatty misspeaks, he gets empathy. I love it. It's a good point. And I do think though that Kanye gets empathy too though. I definitely feel empathy for him, and I know you do too. You're a Kanye fan, Jason. And I love that. And I think other people have felt for him. And oh, we've got David Morales here in the chat box. Thank you so much for being here. I love it. We've got quite a few people here. It's awesome. Yeah, I totally agree, Janice, to see how the Academy Awards work, that there's 2 envelopes per award on each side of the stage. Is that what happened? Okay, so there was additional envelope. That's awesome. So fantastic. Well, so appreciate all you guys being here and celebrating with me. I encourage you all to have a little chocolate in your day, whatever that might be. Pleasure, love, a hug, a kiss, a cup of tea, a hot bath, and hopefully you have someone to celebrate with. I'm so glad that I have all of you to celebrate with this morning. I've got 4 people in the chat box. That's awesome. I think that's a record for my chocolate for breakfast. And I'm so excited to continue this series. Tomorrow morning, I will be on again, but I have my Chicks Connect meeting, so I will probably be just a tiny bit late, just to warn y'all. So probably a little bit closer to, you know, somewhere between 9:30 and 9:45. And I've only got 2 more days. This is the I think this is the 26th day, which means that I've got 2 more days to celebrate. So I wonder if someone else is gonna take up this live celebrating, grateful, whatever it is, a daily vlog. I'd love it if one of all you felt like that. If you did, I would definitely support you. And so just let me know, put it in the comments below or send me a message or something like that. So all right, love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 9:30. Go out and celebrate your day. Talk to you later.